Performance, and that match capped off a very exciting day in the Premier League. It started at Claudio Ranieri's Vicarage Road as Liverpool put on an exceptional performance against Watford. We saw some stunning goals in that one. Aston Villa lost out in the last kick of the game at the hands of Wolves. Leicester City beat Manchester United, piling further pressure on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Manchester City, well, it was a comfortable 2-0 win for them against Burnley. No goals between Norwich and Brighton, but that point for Brighton puts them in the top four. Southampton with their first win of the season against Marcelo Bielsa's Leeds, and Brentford, there you go, there's confirmation of them losing out at the hands of Chelsea. But most significantly, what does this mean for the Premier League table? Well, it is indeed the Blues, Chelsea, that top the table. Liverpool are 1 point behind them, and a point behind them are Manchester City and Brighton find themselves in the top four. They've pushed Manchester United out of the top four. Everton, of course, still to play this game week. As for the bottom half of the table, well, Southampton with their first win of the season, but if you look at the bottom three, those teams are still yet to win a game, although Norwich did pick up their second point of the campaign today. Newcastle in action, of course, against Tottenham tomorrow.
Huge win for the team, big goal from you, but that last 20 minutes looked like hell on earth. You were really on the ropes. How tough was it?
Very tough. Like you said, the last 20 minutes, I think we showed the mentality really that we need to be showing all season. You know, it was a very tough game. We knew coming here after international break was going to be tough. They've had a brilliant start to the season. As we saw today, the fans are brilliant for them, and especially the last 20 minutes, half an hour, the fans were really pushing them on. So, like you said, you summed it up perfectly there. It was pretty much hell on earth the last 20 minutes, but we did well.
Heart in your mouth more than once as the long throws come in and it drops in your box.
Yeah, I think we've got Edu to thank. Last 20, 30 minutes, he was superb.
Some goalkeeper, isn't he?
Yeah, he's amazing, yeah. We see it every day in training, but you know, he's getting the credit he deserves in these sort of games where he makes big saves and gets us the 3 points in the end.
And the left wing back's on a bit of a goal scoring run. That's 3 and 3, including the England one, isn't it?
3 and 3, yeah. Yeah, no,
don't like to talk about it.
Nah, I'm happy to get on the score sheet. Proved to be an important goal in the end, the only goal of the game, so happy with that. But I think defensively was, you know, it was tough today, but we showed our steel and, you know, showed how strong we are defensively.
Is it a particularly precious goal? You touched on it already. One, because of the strike, but also because of the situation in the game. It's decided it.
Yeah, of course. And we spoke a lot before the game about coming out today. You know, the first game after international break is always important to get back into the swing of things and to try and get 3 points and move on to the coming games.
How hard also is it when you've all been all over the world and, you know, certain players can't play?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, everyone's been travelling everywhere, playing for their countries, and then we have 2 days to train together to prepare for a very tough game. So, you know, the preparation, you know, I can't obviously make excuses. It's the same for every team, but the preparation's not brilliant going into the game, but it's about mentality in these sort of games, and, you know, the mentality was there today.
So Ben Chilwell scoring 3 in his last 3 for club and country, and what a strike it was today, Andy.
Beautiful goal. You know, look, he's very good at that. I actually noticed Ben Chilwell today was picking up these positions sort of centrally, wandering into these areas. You can see him right on the edge of the box there now. Look, hands up, I want it. I'm available, there's room around me. And then when it comes to you, there's always that temptation to smash that as hard as you can, Micah, but he controls it, doesn't he?
You see him just standing in those positions. It's strange, isn't it, for the left wing back to be up there, and then he finds a nice area, hoping that it's just going to fall to him. And as you said, the strike itself, the connection was sublime. Couldn't have hit it any better.
Beautiful.
Gets his body over it. This is a lovely angle here. You see the angle of his foot. Just slices over it, but he's got a lot of control in the ball. And it's unstoppable.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Absolutely nothing the goalkeeper could do about that.
When it's hit that sweet, it's very difficult for the goalie. Can't react, haven't got time to react because he's hit it so hard, so true. Really good goal, good strike.
Although he scored the match winner. I mean, if you were to award man of the match...
Well, that was a long time ago, that goal.
It was, because a lot happened after that. And they owe a lot to their goalkeeper because he was magnificent today.
He was brilliant, you know. Ben Chilwell said in his interview the defence showed a lot of steel. Well, I disagree, really. It was the goalkeeper who showed a lot of steel. He was the one who stopped everything that went his way. You know, they were all at 6s and 7s, and rightly so, actually, the Chelsea defence, because it is what was inexperienced. They probably haven't played together, that back five. But the goalkeeper was steadfast, he was strong, he was brave, took one up, you know, in the side of his face later on. I mean, he was excellent.
Yeah.
And he was the one who won the game for Chelsea. Nobody else. That one there.
That's a great stop, Micah, it is. because all he can do is just try and narrow the angle, spread himself, make himself as big as he can. He's a giant of a guy, and he does that really effectively. And again, it was real backs to the wall. That was so unlucky. Great technique and really good strike. Look at the goalie crouching low to see the ball, then all of a sudden up, right in the air, fingertips onto the bar. Brilliant stuff.
Well, if that goal had gone in, that would have been an incredible one. No, it looked good, didn't it?
ngoáº. If it would have went in, it would have been the goal of his life. He'd never repeat that ever again. And that was the only thing for one person's misfortune.
Yeah.
You know, the man behind you there's been the hero of the night.
Well, how unlucky were Brentford? Because Mbeumo hit the post twice, didn't he? They had their chances.
Oh, they had chances, they did. This was obviously going back to the first half when they weren't at their absolute best. Mbeumo, side foot on that one, hits the post. Again, could he have gone laces here and really drilled that? Maybe tries to control it, doesn't really get it. Another one, second half, Macquarie.
This was the one, they should have done better with this, shouldn't he? Doesn't hit that properly. You see the way he comes across it. Any connection, because he's close to the goalkeeper, anything with power is going to fly past them. He just doesn't hit it properly.
Yeah,
no, just didn't quite catch it, and that was Brentford today. I think that, I mean, you could see at the end they were, I think, well pleased with their efforts. The crowd were delighted with the way that they responded, but they could, I think, have got something out of that game. They really could have. They'll be disappointed they didn't.
Yeah, they could, and we can see from that table there, Mbeumo's hit the woodwork the most number of times this season, 6 times. Okay, couple of incidents to talk about involving Chalobah and Ivan Toney. Now, Ivan Toney in this first incident believes that he is denied a goal-scoring opportunity. If you're Ivan Toney here, Micah, how are you feeling? Are you thinking the same?
If I'm Ivan Toney, I'm thinking the same, but I don't think it was. I think it was just an accidental coming together. Ivan Toney tries to palm him off to get in front of Chalobah. Chalobah's got his eyes on the ball, and I think that's just accidental, and I'm more than happy with that decision not to be given. I understand he's frustrated, Ivan Toney, definitely. He's a centre-forward.
For you, Andy?
I think the same. I think there's an innocuous touch from Chalobah onto the back of Ivan Toney's foot, which causes him to trip himself up effectively. And I don't believe that that needed any further punishment or action. I don't.
OK, well, there's only one man to talk to when there's an incident in a game, and that is former Premier League referee Dermot Gallagher.
The legend that is Dermot Gallagher.
Yes, exactly. That was a better introduction, Micah. The legend that is Dermot Gallagher. What did you make of that incident?
Well, Macca's given me such a great build-up. I'm in this camp, aren't I? I think there's a few things. This is the easiest one to explain out of the two you're going to show. That I think it's a coming together, there's no doubt about that. They clip ankles. But it's definitely not a sending off anyhow, because the law says, is he in possession of the ball? Well, most certainly not. Is he likely to go in possession of the ball? Well, it's in the air, and I think the goal could be favourite. You see here, he has a little grab at him, and there's a little coming together. But I think, as Andy and Micah alluded to, it's innocuous. You know, it's a thing that happens in football. So I think referee's absolutely correct to play on. OK, so that was one incident between the two. But there was another one as well. Now, what do you make of the second incident? Of course, Ivan Toney calling for a penalty here. But before that, talk us through the process. What's going on here? Yeah, this is a lot more complicated, Seema, in so much as the assistant's actually flagged offside. When you see it again, it's not offside. But as the ball comes across here, if you see the assistant, it's flagging offside now. So the referee whistles and gives offside. So the referee doesn't make a penalty decision. At that point, the VAR can step in and say, do I think the referee's made a clear and obvious error? Well, in line with the tolerance level they've set this year and saying the referee has to have made a clear and obvious error, I think Chalobah takes a big risk, put his arm up there. When you look at it, it's not the worst of contact. You know, he does catch him, but he goes down very easy. It doesn't catch him in the face, it catches him on the shoulder, I think. But he says to the referee, no, it's clear for a penalty. So the referee restarts with the on-field decision, which was offside. But I think both of them are on field.
Yeah, do you think, was he offside? Do you think he was, or he was? I mean, have you got, and the guys had a look at that?
Yeah, he's not offside.
He's not offside, is he?
Yeah, so, and I think that's where, that's why I say it's a bit more complicated, Andy, because if the flag doesn't go up, then we revert back to the referee's decision, what he would have done on the field.
Shouldn't we be looking at that, Derm, as a matter of fact that he's not offside? Therefore, that should be a penalty.
That's what I was thinking about. If he doesn't give offside there, Derm, and that is just normal play, do you think Anthony Taylor gives the penalty?
Well, see, the thing is, Micah, this is where the dilemma comes in, because we're second-guessing what the referee would give there. What I would say is if the flag hadn't gone up, we have then got a totally different phase of play. And that's why I say it's a lot more complicated, because the VAR can only go on what, has the referee made a clear and obvious error? He feels not in line with the tolerance level they've set, and I understand that. Yeah. So therefore it defaults back to offside.
Oh. And is that contact, in your opinion, is that enough? Would that warrant a penalty under normal circumstances, that arm from Chalobah?
If it's going to be Andy, I think it's got to be an on-field decision. I think it's got to be the referee decides that, because it is on the shoulder. It's not on his face as he goes down and says, there, you can see it's on his shoulder clearly. The referee decides, is there enough to bring him down like that? If he says no, I think the VAR will always go in line with him. So it has to default to the referee.
Right.
Ooh. OK, Dem. Well, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. And now we are going to hear from the Chelsea boss. Here's Thomas Tuchel.
How far did you have to dig deep for that today?
Yes, well, we were very strong, to sum it up. I think, in my opinion, we were very strong for 70 minutes and then very lucky for 20 minutes to finally escape with all 3 points and the clean sheet, thanks to Edu. And we needed the luck that we had in the end. It turned suddenly out to be a cup game in the last 20 minutes. They took a lot of risk and they had nothing to lose. The momentum was then on their side with the spectators and the atmosphere, and with a lot of confidence and courage. But yeah, we were strong 70 minutes and then lucky in the end.
That wasn't unexpected. You warned of that yesterday, though, didn't you? What Brentford would do, particularly when they're still in a game.
Yes, and normally they do it right from the start. All matches we saw until now, they did it over the complete 90 minutes. It was a lot of effort to not allow them to create this energy. We collected, we put a lot of effort into collecting second, third balls in central midfield. We put a lot of effort into little work, invisible work to help each other, and were very strong in the challenges and played with a lot of composure after we won the balls. This is very important, that you don't win the ball and lose it straight away, because this is what they like. And this is what happened to us in the last 20 minutes.
Right, sum up Edouard Mendy's second half performance then.
He was very concentrated in first half. He did some good decisions in the build-up, and you know, they trouble you all the time with long throw-ins and set pieces. So it was a tough match for him already in the first half. And the second half, of course, suddenly they created chances, big chances, and he was the key to keep the clean sheet.
When you get Ben Chilwell further forward, he's proving what he can do for club and country at the moment.
Yeah, very good. I'm happy. It was good that he was in that position, and he scored the second one after the goal against Southampton. Well done. He's on a good way, and finally he's in shape and has a good form, so I'm happy for him.
And what does it do with the Sarr making his debut in that back three as well, to get a clean sheet, mentality-wise, to come here against the team?
Well, it helps them a lot. It's 3 young guys in the back, and still they did over many minutes very, very good and controlled it very good, and then it got tougher and tougher for them, and Brentford created chaos and created second, third balls, and we could not keep the composure, got a bit tired, but I'm happy that Malang played without a mistake, and that he had a match like this. You can only get experience when you play. There's no other way. And we did not want to move everybody around today, so we trusted him. He was here in national break. We had a good feeling, and I'm happy for him.
Well done today.
Thank you.
Well, a very happy Thomas Tuchel there, because of course his team are top of the table. But what have you made of Chelsea, especially in the last few weeks?
Yeah, struggled a bit recently. Disappointment in the Champions League. Haven't been quite there. Why
do you think that is, Andy?
Look, the games aren't easy for them. It's some of the they're there to be shot at now, Chelsea. The European champions. They are a very, very strong outfit, and teams are going to go out there to try and deny them. Lukaku hasn't been as sharp about his work, I don't think, over the last 3 or 4 games. I haven't found him quite so easy to create chances for. But look, that today was a really good win for him, and I think reaction on his face there, Micah, says it all, doesn't it? They haven't played well, and he's beaming. We've got 3 points there out of something that could have been a lot worse. So it's been a good afternoon, early evening for them.
And also they finished, where did they finish last year? 4th in the Premier League.
Yep.
You don't expect them just because they signed Lukaku to be the best around. They're going to have performances like that, and they're going to have performances where they draw games. I like them as a cup team because I know how difficult they are to break down, and I think there will be days where they just have to grind out victories. I don't think they're going to be as dominant as a Liverpool or a Man City because they play a different way. They play with 5 defenders and predominantly 2 sitting centre midfielders. So they're not going to make chance after chance and be this exciting, entertaining team. Sometimes they're going to have to grind out results. And today, as I said before, I thought it was a great result for them in the end. As long as they win, that's all that matters.
And I think today we've just seen once again, there's no easy game in the Premier League. Whether you're top of the table